It's a big night on Fox Footy, AFL 360 up next. Coaches' night. There's always plenty to talk about with the boys. And Justin Longmuir pretty happy, and Kenny not so much. But it's compulsory viewing nonetheless. When you win a Coleman medal at age 23, you've got the footy world at your feet. And when the Blues start the rumble, the whole footy world sits up and takes notice, and that has been the case this year. And the big guy has joined us in the chair. Harry McKay, welcome, H.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, boys, for having me.
Good to see you. We were hoping that would have been on the back of a big performance, but you couldn't quite get it done yesterday.
Yeah, as I said before, it would have been nice coming in off a win, but yeah, obviously they were pretty good, Brisbane, and yeah, obviously disappointing result, but yeah, we'll learn a lot from it and hopefully bounce back this week against your mob, Gaz.
Yes, that is true. We'll talk about that in a moment. It's a huge game Saturday night. Coleman medal last year was a fantastic performance, but I reckon you will have enjoyed this year a hell of a lot more from a team perspective. And as I said, Melbourne, the whole town's different when the Carlton are flying. You've now got yourself into a little tricky situation.
Yeah, absolutely, to start off with, for sure. This year's been very enjoyable and different place, although we did a lot over the last couple of years right. I think this year it's just started to click, and yeah, some key changes into some key personnel has been really refreshing and really nice. But yeah, the last few weeks it's been challenging, and after a pretty solid, first 16, 18 rounds, yeah, it's been a little bit disappointing that we haven't been able to play our best football, but also we're still in a really good position and really exciting position where two big games at the MCG to finish the year and chance to do something we haven't been able to do in 10 or so years. So everyone, although a little bit of disappointment over the last couple of weeks, yeah, it's shifted over the last 24 hours to pretty positive and exciting. So
is that the messaging now internally, that we're at this point and we've still got our own destiny in our own hands? So that's as much as you can ask for. Is that what Vossi's saying to the boys?
Yeah, absolutely. So even post-game yesterday afternoon, there was obviously a little bit of initial disappointment and frustration, and touched on a few things that didn't go right. But before we walked out the door, it was what an amazing opportunity we've got. As I said, two big games to finish in a position we haven't been in years, and 9 months ago, this is what we wanted and what we wanted to build towards. So as much as it wasn't our day, the last 2 weeks haven't been great. It's still a really awesome position and exciting position to be in.
And granted, you've had injuries. I think you've had injuries most of the year, but you've been cruel in the midfield the last few weeks. What's the biggest area you could pinpoint going in the last fortnight of the season where Carlton can improve to get them into September?
Yeah, I reckon probably two things, Brownie. So our contest has probably been a little bit off, and last week against Adelaide we were beaten up, which we don't want to happen ever again, and something we've been really strong on all year. And then, so yeah, our contest and ability to get the ball forward, and then probably our ball movement as well. Obviously, as a key forward, and you boys would know, you're at mercy to what happens above the ground a little bit. So I think if we get a bit more dare and a bit more movement with our ball and give us forwards a bit of a chance, I think will really help. And yeah, a bit of a licence, a bit more freedom to have a go at the game.
You've got a wingman this year. Must be nice when you're not necessarily feeling it, to know that you've got someone there that can sort of step in and fill the breach, or are you the sort of guy that when you're up and about, it's almost like, come on, Charlie, just like I'd tell Brownie to move down the couch, just tell him to get out of the way at times. I think
we both think we're always hot, so Charlie thinks he's on, I think I'm on, so it can be challenging. But no, it's been fantastic with Charlie. I think I said a few weeks ago, it's awesome to have him playing footy again and healthy, but then to do what he's been able to do this year has been pretty phenomenal. Coming back off 2 years, not playing at all, and then yeah, to have the return that he has been fantastic. And yeah, as a forward line, it's been great to have someone else to really work with strongly, and another, I guess, dominant forward that demands respect from another key position defender. So it's been fantastic. I've loved my time with Charlie, and hopefully we can finish off for the year strong.
Who teaches you guys internally? So who's the coach that works with you and Charlie specifically on your forward craft?
Yeah, so we've got Ash Hansen this year, so across from the Bulldogs. Obviously, he had a pretty solid career himself. Just ask him, he'd tell you. But no, he's a modest man, Ash. He wouldn't tell you. So he's been fantastic over the last 12 months. Yeah, really strong with his detail, and I guess, as you guys know, it's a pretty crafty position, the key forward. So yeah, just building in little things week to week that we can work on. And both Charlie and I and a few of the other guys, we're really young still in our careers, and as a key position player, that craft takes years and years to build, as you know. So Ash has been great.
Well, when I was down at training a couple of weeks ago watching, you had him for about an hour after training. He wanted to get in and eat the hot lunch, and you had him for another hour doing goal kicking.
I know. I think I said when I did my knee and had a few weeks off, Ash was home before 3. He was loving it. He was the happiest man at the club because he didn't have to hang back and kick goals. But no, all the coaches are very good like that. They're always there to do whatever you want.
Vossi's influence on the group, what has he brought? And like a game last week against Adelaide where you're disappointing around the contest, does he still sort of fire up as I used to see back in the day when he was skipper?
Yeah, he can still go, Brownie. Definitely, he's still... yeah, he can still be pretty solid at the boys and direct. But I've been very impressed with Vossi, and yeah, his ability to... Oh, he's very calculated and calm, but very strong with his messaging when he needs to be. And yeah, I think his ability to create an environment where everyone can be at their best and has been fantastic this year. And yeah, I can't really speak highly enough of him, to be honest.
Tell us about life as a modern day footy player. Yeah, we hear a lot of the pressures, the mental pressure that comes with players, the intrusion into your life from social media, all those aspects which we never really, or these boys probably did towards the latter part of their career. But is it everything that you hope for? Is it your dream life? Are there aspects of it that you find a little bit taxing?
Yeah, it's a good question, guys. I think it's definitely has its challenges, and I think it's probably not unless you're in the game where you know some of those challenges. I think to the average punter, it's dream job, making lots of money, playing in front of big crowds, which is all true. But there's definitely some other pressures and challenges that come along, as you said, social media and everyone having an opinion, and it can definitely.
Do you buy into that? Are you a social media consumer? Like, would you finish last night? Flight home, are you aware of what the feedback and analysis from the punter?
Specifically after yesterday and the last couple of weeks, no. Like, I think you're smart enough to know that, and especially a big club like Carlton, sometimes it can be detrimental to be on social media after a bad loss or a game where you didn't perform like you wanted to. That doesn't mean after a good game, guys, you're looking through the comments, looking for a pump up. But yeah, I think we're pretty smart in terms of knowing, obviously it always gets back to you and you can see the comments, but being good at kind of focusing on your circle and the guys you actually care about for the feedback, and then the rest is kind of just white noise. So
you mentioned Carlton, the big club. You only read the paper when you play well. We all know that secret.
Correct.
So big footy club. Have you noticed a difference? Like a lot of powerful, influential supporters of the football club. Have you noticed a difference this year that you go to a club function or something like that? There's a little bit more love for the players, a little bit more opportunity, a little bit more, hey, mentorship, come with me, I'll help your life after footy. Is that sort of stuff happening more now that you guys are up and about again as a footy club?
To be fair, I reckon Carlton fans have always been very good. Yeah, ever since I've started, I didn't, to be honest, growing up, I was an Essendon fan, so Carlton I didn't take too much notice of. But once I got drafted, I didn't actually realise how big of a club it was, and literally every second person you bumped into was a Carlton fan and always willing to help you out and everything. But I think it's great for footy that Carlton's back playing some good football, and yeah, very passionate supporters, Roo, and when you bump into them, they're always very good with their time and they're always willing to help you. So yeah, I can actually speak really highly of them. I
heard a couple of Carlton fans today on radio talking about, if Carlton don't make the finals, have you had a successful year? What would your answer to that be?
Short answer, yes, because I think I judge success in terms of our environment that we've created. So the last couple of years, we've probably struggled in that space in terms of culture, environment, building a really solid game plan. So whatever happens for the rest of the year, I guess that's outcome-based. But for me as a player that's been there 7-8 years, this 12 months has been a success, and whether that comes to finals or whatever it is, I think we've taken a really big step into the right direction. And yeah, Vossi talked the other day, hopefully it's a long book and this is just chapter 1. We want to finish off the chapter really well, but it's definitely still a success, I reckon.
Who drives it? So who drives that push towards the next Carlton premiership? We know Paddy Cripps is the captain.
Yeah.
So are you the type of player that's really vocal and assertive with the group? Are you one of the drivers, or who are the drivers?
Yes, I think a few of the key leaders of the club, the official leadership being Weeders, Walshy and Cripper, and then I think guys like myself, Charlie, even Nick Newman, Sardi, some of those guys that have played a lot of footy. So I think talked about the change off field with Vossi and CEO, president changing, but I think having a core group of leaders and senior players taking the club where you want to go is really important. And as you boys would know, culture you can talk about culture from a coaching point of view, but unless the key players kind of drive it, it doesn't work. So I feel like a lot of those guys have had really strong years from a leadership point of view, and I'm really confident and excited about bringing success going forward.
What's your opinion on the Patrick Cripps incident? Last question, mate.
Didn't think you were going to ask that one, Brandy. I was hoping to get away with that. I think obviously initially I saw it was a couple of weeks, which is disappointing. But I think sometimes at footy you have just good footy contests, and my initial kind of thoughts, I was in the forward line, hoping the ball would come down a bit more, but I was thinking that was just a good footy hit, and obviously you never want to see someone get injured like that, and hope he's okay. But my initial thought was it's just a good footy hit, and both players had eyes to the ball, and Cripper just ran through him. So that was my initial.
Beautiful answer, mate. Stop right there. You've ticked the box. You've done it beautifully.
You can use him at the tribunal.
You haven't got him in any trouble. Hey, before we let you go, when you're playing on your brother, I mean, it's the matchup that the whole footy world's waiting for. You've been gobbling off at each other. It's been magnificent. When are you going to take him down?
I don't even know if it'll happen now, guys. I was
same
thinking
person, guys.
That's it. Well, until it's proven wrong, I've given up on that. I'll just laugh now, Brandy. But maybe next year. But I'm not going to hold my breath either, because
he might go forward.
He's not a great forward, Roo. I don't know if you watched, but didn't get near it. Anyway.
Hey, mate, we love watching you. We love what you're doing, and it's big on Saturday night. MCG. This is why you do play footy against the reigning premier. Probably 70,000 people with finals on the line. So good luck with all that.
Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to it.
Great to have you in.